Hey guys, it's Ray here. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be going over the exact workflow to make $8K a month from faceless YouTube videos using AI automations, so you don't ever need to film, edit, or show up on camera. But the caveat is that you need to be consistent and find a format that people want to watch. But once you do, it's fully automated, so you can use this as another stream of income with YouTube or IG AdSense. Now, there's already a ton of channels out there already printing money with this method, and by the end of the video, you will learn exactly how to make videos just like this one. Awesome. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. So here's the playbook that we're gonna break down. There's 5 pieces to this, and before we get into any of the steps, I wanna show you a few channels here, and they're all running right now, and they're using AI avatars or AI hosts in some form. So you got Blue, which has 2.5 million subscribers, and that channel is in the gaming niche. Then there's Neurosama, which has 162,000 subscribers, and Neuro is actually the #1 streamer on Twitch right now. Then Malva AI, which has 94,000 subscribers, 100% an AI workflow though. There's no camera, no editor. This is an AI personal finance channel, and it's still growing, but finance is the highest RPM niche on this entire list. So the math is already on their side. So you got 4K subscribers on one end, all the way up to 2.5 million on the other. All of these are different niches. Now, this is where most people get this whole thing wrong because they don't understand RPM. RPM is actually what YouTube actually pays you per 1,000 views. And the thing nobody tells you is that it changes wildly depending on what chain niche you're in. So if you're in finance, that's $15 to $50 per 1,000 views. If you're in tech and AI, which is what I personally do, that's $12 to $30. And if you're in health, it's $10 to $25. True crime drops to $5 to $15. And then entertainment, which is honestly what most beginners pick because it feels the most fun. That one's all the way at the bottom at $3 to $8. This one's like if you're doing like Mr. Beast style videos, if you're traveling, if you're doing like vlogging mostly. So I wouldn't say they'd all take the same effort because, you know, vlog might be a little bit harder than sitting there and do a faceless video, but a lot of them with the same audience size and same amount of work you're putting in, but the paycheck can be 10 times different. And that's the whole game that you're playing in. You pick the wrong one and no amount of views is gonna pay your bills. So here's the stack that you're actually gonna need. Claude, that's about $20 a month, and that's what writes the scripts, the titles, the strategy, and all the AI side work. 11 Labs handles the voiceover. That one runs anywhere from $3 to $22 a month, depending on what plan you grab, but I highly recommend doing the $22 a month one because it just has better voices for you to install. CapCut is free. That's the video editor that we're gonna use. Canva is free, or it's $15 a month if you want the upgraded thumbnails. I always highly recommend getting the better ones. vidIQ has a free tier for keyword research in order to do research. TubeBuddy has a free tier for A and B thumbnail testing. And then Pexels and Pixabay are both completely free, and that's where you pull your stock footage and your images. But to actually start, $20 a month. And that's it. You can just use Claude. Everything else is a free tier that's gonna cover like 80% of what you need anyway. All right, so step 1, and this is the most important one because if you get this wrong, the rest doesn't matter. Pick your niche with data, not your feelings. This is the part where most people get it wrong because they pick a niche based on what they personally like or what they're into, and they wonder why their views aren't paying from AdSense. YouTube RPM doesn't really care what you like, it's based on what advertisers like. So instead of guessing, give Claude 4 data points and let the data tell you where to actually play. The cool part is Claude runs this whole analysis in about 60 seconds. So here's the exact prompt that I run, and keep in mind, all of my prompts and my guides are for free on my website. You can check it out in the link in the description. Let's go ahead and jump into Claude to see how this looks. So now we're in Claude, we're gonna paste in that prompt. It gives us the 5 niches we wanna analyze. We drop those in, pick out a few that you like, let it run, and we can see it's bringing back a full breakdown on each one. We have AI animation, finance, gaming, self-help, each one with an RPM range and a repeatability score, and the spread is pretty wide. Gaming is sitting at $1 to $5, and Claude flags is as super saturated, which tracks for fun space, but the paychecks just aren't there. Finance is the outlier on this list. $12 to $45 ceiling and repeatability score of 8 out of 10, and that's exactly why it's the heavy hitter. We want to find one that has the most repeatability score, but also something that we're interested in. For me, like I could be interested in finance, AI automations, tech. This is the whole realm that I'm used to. But for you, it might be different. But you have to find one that actually gives enough RPM for you to make it a business. So now that it's given all of that, what I want to show you is the bottom of the response because that's where Claude stops breaking down things and just tells you what to pick. It landed on AI education, and that's the one we're going with. So from here on, we're just jumping straight into step 2. All right, step 2 is building the script machine. Here's the thing. A bad script with good visuals fails, but a great script with average visuals wins. The script is honestly everything because most people know Claude can write a script, but they don't know Claude can write pretty bad scripts by default. You'll get generic openers, generic essay rhythm, no pause markers, and no visual tags for your editor. So the trick is you have to build the rules into the prompt before you ever run it. And there's 4 rules we want Claude to follow. The first is the hook, where you have to break the scroll within the first 30 seconds to a minute for a YouTube video. And second is the open loop. Tease the payoff early so they keep watching. The third is visual tags, where every scene gets marks so your editor knows exactly what to cut. Well, your AI editor in this case. And the fourth is a soft CT at the end, so no smash that like energy, just an invitation. And the cool part is one Claude call gives us back 4 things. The full word for word script with pause markers and visual tags baked in, and the runtime. And this one prompt replaces a pro script writer that would charge you anywhere from $150 to $400 per video, video. And here's the exact prompt that I run. Okay, so let's actually run this prompt now. We're gonna be back inside Claude. We're gonna paste that prompt in the chat. From then on, we just need to fill in our 5 input topics. It's gonna be AI education, since that's already the niche that we locked in. Audience is AI for non-techies, which is who we're actually building this whole thing for. We'll throw in our video length and our tone, and we send it off. And from there, Claude writes us a full word-for-word script. All the parse markers, all the visual tags, they're all baked right in, plus the runtime, the thumbnail concepts, and the title variations all in one shot. So just like that, the whole prompt phase is done. And from here, we're gonna take this script and drop it straight into 11 Labs. Okay, so let's jump over. All right, so you're in 11 Labs, you sign up and create an account. From there, you can click Create a Voice on the right-hand side, and a box is gonna pop up with a few options, but we're just gonna choose the instant voice clone. From there, we're gonna pick our audio source. In our case, we're gonna use the Elgato Wave XLR, but you can use whatever mic you have. Now, 11 Labs requires you to record a 10-second audio clip for minimum. And just keep in mind, the more clips you do, the better the voice is going to sound. So I recommend doing at least 4. For this demo, we're just gonna do 1 for the sake of the demo. So you see that it saves automatically and it even removes the background noise for you. That's what this little toggle does right here, so go ahead and leave that on. Once you're ready, click next. It's gonna ask you for some info, so go ahead and name it. In our case, we're naming it Ray. Choose English and check out this confirmation here, and then hit Save Voice. Now it's gonna ask you want to verify your voice. For this demo, we're just going to have it skip it for now. You can always come back to it later. Hit skip for now. And just like that, your voice is cloned and ready to use. From here, we're gonna paste in a script that Claude made us earlier right into this box. Make sure the voice is set to the one we just cloned, and then you click Generate Speech at the bottom. Now that we got our voiceover, we just hit download to grab the audio file. So now we got the script written and the voice cloned. The last piece is the visuals. And we're gonna handle that by installing a repo directly into Claude that gives it everything it needs in order to build the whole visual side of the video for us. So let's go grab that now. There's only 2 changes you need for this. The comma is swapped for the em dash before exclamation, so it breathes naturally. And cut, the way we're gonna handle that is by, down to we're going to handle that by, which has the same meaning but less clunk. Everything else stays. So what you're looking at is the Hyperframes repo, and this is what gives Claude the ability to build motion graphics and sync everything directly into your audio file, which is exactly what we're going to run against the voiceover that we just generated. So all you need to do is copy this link here, and we're gonna go ahead back into Claude and get it installed. So now we're back in Claude, and you can do this in Claude Code or Cowork. We're just gonna paste that link in, approve the permissions when it pops up, and Claude is going to handle the entire installation on its own. And once that's done, we're ready to build a video. So it's installed. You're going to upload the video file we exported from 11 Labs. This already has the full voiceover baked in, and then you run the /hyperframes command. And you just start talking to Claude the way you normally would in order to ask it for commands. So something like, build me motion graphics that match the script, make it entertaining, and I'm giving you full creative freedom to build this however you think looks best. And as you can see, it came back with some high quality visuals. And what makes this powerful is that we got here with almost no prompting. We just gave one instruction to Claude, and we got the whole build without any back and forth. And if you want to take it further from here, whether that's adding more visuals, throwing in some static graphics, or even dropping a person in there, it's really just a matter of fact of going back and forth from Claude until you get exactly what you're going for. And that's the first workflow from start to finish using nothing but AI. This is called Remotion, and now that we have Remotion, which handles all the motion graphics and animating sequence size of things, the next option I want to walk you through is a lot more straightforward, and it's honestly what most faceless channels are going to end up using for their B-roll, and that's Pexels. Pexels is a free stock footage library with millions of HD clips you can use commercially without paying $1, and honestly, it's just nice if you're starting out and building your channel. It's a really good place to start with if you want to try some things out, but I recommend using Remotion and Hyperframes if you want to get way better quality videos. Pexels is your B-roll area, so it's what people see. It sits right between your voiceover and CapCut, and it's what fills the visual track underneath your audio. Now, the way most people use Pexels is that they go browse the site manually, which works, but it's slow, it's not automated, and the results are inconsistent because most people don't know how to write good search queries for stock footage. So what we're gonna do is instead connect Pexels directly to Claude through their free API, and from there the whole thing runs automatically off your script. This process takes about 30 seconds. First, we're gonna go to pexels.com/API. We're gonna create a free account, and once we have that, grab your API key and paste it into Claude once. Your API key should be secretive, so no one can use your API key because then they can access the money that you're charging for it. From there, we run a Claude skill called Pexels Footage. And what the skill does is it reads your script section by section and generates a specific search title for each one. It has a completely different level of clip, and then it hits Pexels. It downloads the best HE landscape clip for each tag, drops everything into a number folder on your desktop, and hands you a CapCut assembly guide with the exact timestamps. So you go from having a script and a voiceover to having a full folder of labeled B-roll clips in about 2 minutes. minutes. Now that's another option, and for some channels that's going to be everything that you need if you're making a very basic channel. All right, now the last option exists field, and this is honestly my personal choice. It's the one I recommend to anyone who's serious about building a faceless YouTube channel and actually wants to make money with it being long term. What Higgsfield does differently from everything else that we covered is that it takes the whole footage problem off the table entirely. So instead of going out and sourcing B-roll and stock clips to put underneath your voiceover, you're actually generating the host of the channel itself. So this is itself making AI generated footage. And the way it works is through their speak feature. When you paste your script directly in, what comes back is a fully generated talking head video, an AI avatar reading your script with lip sync, facial expressions, head movement, all rendered at 1080p. So you're not recording anything, you're not sourcing anything, you're just dropping your script in and getting a complete video back. And the part that makes you feel like your channel instead of a generic AI video is a feature called Soul ID, where you upload a set of photos of yourself and Higgsfield builds a consistent AI version of you. So the host looks like you, moves like you, but you never had to sit in front of a camera once. Now the honest trade-off is that Higgsfield does cost a little more than other options. You're looking at $15 a month on a starter plan to get going, but you're probably gonna need something like the $100 a month plan. What you're getting in return is a completely different level of production quality, and for a channel that's designed to make you money, that difference in quality is going to show up in your watch time and your RPM. Let me show you exactly how the setup works, because once you see it in action, it's going to make a lot more sense. So the first thing you're going to do is head to Higgsfield AI and you can create a free account, but I suggest creating a pro account because you probably need it. You just enter your email and password, nothing complicated. Once you're in, go to the left sidebar, click on video, and from there you want to select Kling. And make sure you're in version 3.0 because that's the newest one and not the other model in the menu. We're going to keep this part pretty quick because this video is already pretty packed, and Higgsfield honestly deserves its own full breakdown. So if you want that, make sure to follow for more, and that's coming in the future. But I want you to at least see how it works. So you're gonna upload a photo of yourself, give it a description of what you wanted to do. For this example, we asked it to go from standing to sitting with a kind of voiceover style delivery, hit generate, and just let it run. Okay, so now this is what it came back with. This is an AI avatar of me. All I gave it was one picture, and from that it built the character, generated the motion, synced the delivery, and you can see it moving through the whole thing right from there. But this is just a basic look at what Higgsfield can do because this thing is genuinely powerful. You can generate full talking avatar videos, animate still images, build cinematic scenes, layer in your own voice. It handles a lot more than what we just ran through. The one caveat I will mention is that it's not cheap because you're probably gonna have to spend a lot more on their API credits from just getting the $100 plan. So before you start generating anything, you want to go in with a clear understanding of how the credits work and what each one is going to cost you. But as a tool for an AI video, it's one of the best out there, and we'll do a video on it soon. And with that, you can take your YouTube video, consistently post 5 to 6 times a week, and you'll probably be able to see results after maybe like 2 or 3 months. A lot of times if you don't see results, you have to make the quality of your video better. But as AI video gets better and better over time, maybe when Kling 4.0 comes out, a lot of AI videos is just gonna look like indistinguishable from regular videos. So that's the time when you're basically able to like make a lot of money based on the information that you give out. And it's a really good way to build your personal brand as well. So that really helps you in terms of like making connections, building a community, and fostering that along the way. I know I went pretty fast on the demo, but it's because I didn't have a lot of time. If you have any questions, make sure to comment below. Or if you have any video ideas that you want me to do, I help teach AI to businesses and help you make money with AI as well. I also have a school community you can check that out in the description where I can give you one-on-one hands-on help if you have trouble with any of the workflows that we talked about in this video. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'm always here to help you guys out, so I appreciate the follow. Thanks so much, and follow for the next one.